channel. Bookdown #7.
Bruh.
After another dominant F1 campaign from Ferrari and Michael Schumacher in 2001, records were now looking to be broken, such as Juan Manuel Fangio's record of 5 driver titles, which Schumacher was looking to equalize. So, without further delay, let's dive into the 2002 Formula One season. Ferrari were looking for their fourth constructors title in a row, as they retained their star lineup of reigning champion Michael Schumacher and Rubens Barrichello, with Hakkinen retiring at the end of the 2001 season. McLaren had to replace him and ultimately chose another Finn, Kimi Raikkonen, to partner David Coulthard. Williams also retained their 2001 driver lineup of Juan Pablo Montoya and Ralph Schumacher, Sauber partner Nick Heidfeld with rookie Felipe Massa, Jordan had Takuma Sako partner Giancarlo Fisichella, whilst Bayard returned Jacques Villeneuve and Olivier Panis. Renault, formerly known as Benetton, had Jarno Trulli and Jenson Button together, whilst Jaguar elected a lineup of Pedro de la Rosa and Eddie Irvine. The struggling Arrows team had the experienced Heinz-Harald Frentzen alongside Enrique Bernoldi. Minardi chose the young Australian Mark Webber to partner Alex Young, and the new Toyota team had Mika Salo and Alan McNeish as their lineup. Again, there were 17 races on the calendar, and the first one of them was the Australian Grand Prix. There, Barrichello snatched pole away from Michael Schumacher in what was a Ferrari front row lockout. A start collision between Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher saw an 8-car accident, knocking the pole sitter out of the race. Michael Schumacher then went on to start the season with a win, with Montoya and Raikkonen joining him on the podium. Irvine got fourth, Webber scored points on debut at home, Masalo provided the point on Toyota's debut as well. Michael Schumacher went on to take pole in Malaysia, but was beaten by both Williams cars to the win. Instead, his brother Ralph beat Montoya to the win. Button, Heidfeld, and Massa completed the points. This also meant that Williams took the Constructors' Championship lead. Montoya continued Williams' good run with a pole in Brazil. However, Michael Schumacher bounced back to beat his brother Ralph to the win, with Montoya finishing 5th. Coulthard got 3rd, Button 4th, and Salo once again got a point for Toyota. Schumacher led the Ferrari front row lockout at Imola, which would translate into a 1-2 in the race and then getting the constructors' lead back. Williams got a 3-4 with Schumacher ahead as well. Button got 5th and Coulthard completed the points. Once again, Michael Schumacher was on pole in Spain. He would eventually win once again, with Montoya 2nd, Coulthard 3rd, Heidfeld 4th, Massa 5th, and Frentzen 6th. Barrichello took pole in Austria and would have won had Ferrari not ordered him to let Schumacher through on the last lap so he can pull away in the Drivers' Championship from the Williams drivers, which finished 3rd and 4th, Montoya ahead. Fisichella got 5th and Coulthard 6th. Montoya took pole in Monaco, but Coulthard would win from Michael and then Ralf Schumacher, with Trulli, Fisichella, and Frentzen completed the points. By now, Williams were clearly second in the constructors, and McLaren were desperately trying to fight back, now being 30 points behind them. Montoya again took pole in Canada, but Michael Schumacher would eventually win, with Coulthard, Barrichello, Raikkonen, Fisichella, and Trulli behind him. The European Grand Prix was again held at the Nürburgring and would see Montoya get his 3rd pole in a row, but again not be able to convert it into a win. Instead, Ferrari got a 1-2. Barrichello ahead, Raikkonen, Ralf Schumacher, Button, and Massa completing the points. McLaren were now only 20 points behind Williams and gaining points quite fastly. It was a 4th pole in a row for Montoya in Britain, but again he wouldn't convert it into a win and instead take 3rd place behind the Ferrari duo, whose leader was Schumacher. Villeneuve, Panis, and Heidfeld also got points. This result also meant that Barrichello jumped both Williams drivers in the Driver Championship, Ferrari now having a 1-2 in the drivers. Montoya continued his run of poles with his fifth one in a row in France. However, it was Raikkonen and Michael Schumacher battling for the win, with the German winning in the end. Montoya got fourth, behind Coulthard but ahead of Ralf Schumacher and Button. With that, even if there were 6 more rounds left, Michael Schumacher equaled Fangio's record of 5 drivers' titles. The German would also take pole at his home race and then go on to win it, with Montoya leading Williams 2-3 behind him. Barrichello, Coulthard, and Heidfeld completed the points. Sadly, Arrows would collapse financially and withdraw from Formula One after the race. In Hungary, Anthony Davidson would replace Young at Minardi. Barrichello would take pole and then lead the Ferrari 1-2 there, with Ralf Schumacher, Raikkonen, Coulthard, and Fisichella completing the points. This meant that Ferrari were now Constructors' Champions for the fourth time in a row with 4 races remaining. In Belgium, it was Schumacher's time to take pole and then lead the Ferrari 1-2 in the race. Montoya, Coulthard, Ralf Schumacher, and Irvine completed the points. Young returned to Minardi at the Italian Grand Prix, where Montoya took pole, but once again couldn't convert it into a win. Barrichello led the Ferrari 1-2 in the race, with Irvine, Trulli, Button, and Panis also scoring points. Frentzen replaced Massa at Sauber for the US Grand Prix only, where Michael Schumacher took pole, and this is where he and Barrichello tried to cross the line equally at the end of the race. Sadly, they failed by 0.011 seconds, with Barrichello taking the win, instead producing one of the closest finishes in F1 history. Coulthard, Montoya, Trulli, and Villeneuve completed the points. Heading into the final race, Williams has secured second spot in the Constructors in their best season since 1997. In the final race in Japan, Schumacher took a pole to win, again leading a Ferrari 1-2 in what had been a record-breaking season in terms of championship points in both the drivers and constructors. Raikkonen, Montoya, Sato, and Button completed the points. In what had been another amazing season for Ferrari, not many were able to challenge Michael Schumacher in any race or circumstance, proving that he has become a legend. Next episode, we look at the 2003 season. Until next time, like, subscribe, and goodbye.